Well, this is it then, the final of the first women's series event in the PDC, and it is perhaps the final that many of the viewers would have wanted to see and would have maybe expected to see. The two leading lights of women's darts, Lisa Ashton, PDC Pro Tour player right now, four-time women's world champion, against the Queen of the Palace, Fallon Sherrock, who will be the winning woman in the first women's series event. Both players have shown plenty of talent over the course of the afternoon. Fallon Sherrock tops the pile in terms of the stats.
180.
And she's come out firing here. Will she have enough to topple Lisa Ashton in this match? Colin Lloyd, will this be a little indication as to the question,
96.
Who's the greatest of them all right now?
I'm sure they're not thinking that at the moment, but I'm sure our listeners are. But I think Fallon's certainly shown her intentions with this match by banging in a 180 first 3 darts.
Well, that's her 5th of the afternoon. Lisa Ashton's racked up 6, 3 of them in that fantastic semi-final display where she defeated Joanne Locke, who
100.
You felt a bit sorry for, Colin, didn't you?
Yeah, she got hit with a little bit there. She wasn't playing that bad, Chris, you know, and I dare say she was thinking to herself that
180.
As Fallon bangs in her second 180 of this leg, 41 left after 9 darts. Yeah, she didn't play that bad, and she must have just been thinking to herself, I don't know what more
96.
I've got to do, but you've got to do a bit more than that if you're going to beat the 4-time world champ.
Well, not much Lisa Ashton can do here. Sherrock's fired in a brace of 180s.
9.
And almost went out in a dozen darts.
She was actually firing there with the first dart of the double for an 11 darter. What sort of pressure can Lisa apply if she hits a treble 19 here? It'd be massive pressure.
127.
Not bad though.
Game shot.
Well, Sherrock gets the leg 1. It would have been a bitter disappointment to have not won a leg in which she'd fired in 2 maximums.
95.
That could have played on her mind for 2 or 3 legs. Actually, if she hadn't have won that leg, you know, ton 80, ton 80, and then losing the leg. But fortunately enough, she clipped in the double 8.
100.
This is already a intense game already. You know, we're only 1 leg in and sort of like 6 darts into the second leg.
87.
Historically, Lisa Ashton has got the better of Fallon Sherrock in meetings between the pair, but Sherrock did beat Ashton in qualifying for the World Championship last year.
140.
In fact, she was brilliant that day in Wigan.
99.
I was there and watched in awe, and then wasn't surprised to see what she did at Alexandra Palace based on the form that she had going into it.
Yeah, there's no
83.
better feeling, Chris, than when you've played in a qualifier and you know you've played well and you feel you've played well and other people have seen you play well, and then people say, well, it was just
40.
a fluke. But then when you actually get to the main stage of Ali Pali, it can be a very daunting place. It's a huge stage, and she went up there and carried on doing what she'd been doing to qualify.
Yeah, did it and did it again.
96.
Let's not forget, you know, some people might think, well, you know, she had an easy run of it. She took out Mensur Sulovic. You know, that takes it. I played Mensur when I was still playing. What a tough guy to play, an absolute class player.
17 here. Gives Sherrock a pop at tops.
62. $40.
Well, she opted for a couple of double tops there, Lisa Ashton. She fancied it, but Sherrock has the chance to double her lead on double 5. Good guide.
15.
Hasn't been able to use it.
That was a pivotal moment of this match, believe it or not. I know it's only the second leg, but if she'd have broke throw here, which she could still do, Lisa's still got to go out.
Game shot.
Yep, she's held her throw, 1-1. Both legs so far gone with throw. But going back to what I said a little earlier, Chris, it's This is a massive thing in the fact that the prize fund that's involved, whoever wins this match knows they're in a very, very good position for the weekend and possibly staying in the top 2.
96.
What do you think it does to the rest of the field, Colin, to see that this pair are already in the first final? Because it makes it much, much harder for the rest of them to stop this pair being the top 2.
Well, yeah, very much so. But you'd like to think that because these 2 ladies are competing in this first final, that they won't get down on themselves
96.
and get too disheartened and think to themselves, well, listen, if I play one of them in the next one, I've got to try my darndest to get rid of them. You know, they've got to try and split these 2 up, because whatever happens, these are number 1 and 2.
98.
And they will keep meeting in the final otherwise. It's down to the ladies out there to stop them from doing that.
60.
Here's a race to 6 in this decider. Ashton, of course, has become very familiar with that format, having competed on the Players'
94.
Championship circuit in 2020.
I think this is a nicer format.
57.
In this time, it should be best of 11 for the ladies at this point now. You know, I think there's more pressure, Chris, in the earlier stages.
54.
Because it's only a race to 4. If you go 2-0 down and you've been broken as well, you know, you put so much pressure on yourself. You think to yourself, I must win a leg. I must win this next leg, the 3rd leg.
Yeah, a bit like those short format opening
54.
rounds in some of the big TV tournaments, where it can be a bit of a lottery at times.
Yeah, very much so. Oh.
Well, speaking of luck,
8.
that was tough for Fallon Sherrock. It was in, and then it was out.
And that was right in as well. I was just about to say, if Lisa took this out, that would really hurt. But Fallon's got to stay focused. Stay
100.
focused. She's still in a double.
Well, she was a clever cookie there, wasn't she, Fallon Sherrock? Because she decided to hit the single 8, all planned, so she didn't have to go back to that double where it had just fallen out from.
Are you asking me or telling me?
I was being sarcastic. Someone's going to tweet in and say that I really meant that, so I better clear that up. But in the end, it's a job done. And again, it's just a little sign. Something goes wrong, and Fallon Sherrock dealt with it. Just put it to the back of her mind.
Yeah, you're not getting that dart back again, so she kept composed and won the leg anyway.
180.
As Lisa throws another 180. This is a very high standard game, and you know, you don't expect any different from these 2 ladies.
140.
To be fair, Murph, these 2 are probably sick and tired of hearing it as well and seeing it on social media. Which one's the best lady player?
Well, yeah, but it will go on if they keep being so successful and getting to the latter stages of these tournaments. The prospect of them meeting yesterday in the Grand Slam qualifier was very much on the card, but Corinne Hammond defeated Fallon in the semi-finals. Ashton went on to win and will be at the Grand Slam with Mikuru Suzuki.
140.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'll very much look forward to these 2 battling it out on the hockey.
Certainly, I'd be surprised if this is the first time we see them meet this weekend. So if it's the only
94.
time, of course it's the first time. Who will be the first lady to win at the Women's Series? Bullseye.
Game shot.
That was a big dart, big dart. And Lisa Ashton is a big occasion player. And in the bullseye went.
I just think with both players, one
58.
of the best assets is temperament. Just calm, cool and collected all the time, whatever's going on. We saw that in the semi-final when
99.
Fallon Sherrock was 4-2 down against Dieter Hedman. She had a bullseye finish of her own in there. Nothing seems to faze these players, never seem to lose their cool.
140.
Did you ever lose your cool on the dartboard?
Not
Colin?
once, not ever. Not ever, never. Always the pro, mate, always the pro.
I'm sure
134.
you packed a punch when required.
Leave it. No, it's listen. Yeah, I was quite a temperamental sort of person when it comes to playing darts.
133.
But that was passion. It was passion. I was a bad loser. I don't mind admitting I was a bad loser. I never competed in this sport to lose or make up numbers. I was there to win. And when I didn't win, it
98.
wasn't vented against the player. It was vented at myself. Although I shouldn't have done it.
56.
I'm just glad that social distancing rules have kept us apart after that comment, Colin, but really is a good insight. Now then, the big fish. Oh, what a shot from Lisa Ashton. Incredible. 170 checkout, and that certainly did pack a punch. What a shot from Ashton.
And do you know what, Chris? As much as that was an unbelievably fantastic shot, and that would have been like a Mike Tyson haymaker hitting you in the stomach, not one show of emotion from Fallon Sherrock, and that shows that she's in the zone and that she's totally focused with the game in hand.
Well, maybe on the outside, but has it just shown in the next 3 darts there?
Quite possibly, but Lisa's got she's got to hit some big scores again. You know, she can't just sit back and think, well, I've taken out a 170, and now I've taken the throw and whatever. She's still got to keep pushing because Fallon's certainly going to keep pushing.
And interestingly, we talk about this a lot in darts, how you can kind of bring each other up in terms of performance level. And that certainly seems to be what's happening here, because we are getting the highest quality match 97. In the final of the tournament.
Yeah. To be fair, Chris, it should be. These two ladies, if they don't already know it, I'll tell them it.
84.
They're the 2 best ladies in the world at the minute. And players, fans, whatever, have an expectancy. And they are certainly delivering it.
81.
Well, that 170, a real highlight of not just the final, but of the tournament.
78.
From Lisa Ashton, but as you said, Sherrock unfairs will keep plugging away.
$140.
See, that 170, as much as it was fantastic, it could all be for nothing because Lisa really needed to hold a throw to make it really count. And now Sherrock's got the chance to break back. Single 18 for tops. Great marker. Well, didn't feel right with that in the hand, so addresses the hockey again. That's a beautiful dart. Slid it straight down the barrel of the marker, and that's a break back.
And again, did the right thing. Lost the grip of the dart a little bit and didn't just let it go and hope. She thought, no, I'm going to make sure that I give myself the best possible opportunity.
40.
That's the great thing about these two lady players, that you know, is their composure. You know, they know how good they are.
141.
But they're composed when they do it. When they go about their business, they do it in a very cool, composed manner. And it's great to watch.
100.
We are getting a final that everybody wanted, not just in terms of the players contesting it, but in terms of the standard they're producing as well.
140.
And the drama that may be unfolding. Nothing between them right now.
Do you know what, Chris? Let's not forget, I mean, these ladies are putting on one
81.
heck of a show here with the darts. But when this game is over, whoever wins and whoever loses, because I don't think either of us can pick a winner at the moment, they've got to get themselves back up for it again
100.
in like half an hour, 40 minutes time for the second bout of games. And I wonder if they'll find that quite difficult to do.
Well, it's conceivable
58.
that two players could contest a final and then draw each other in the first round of the next tournament at some point this weekend. As Ashton looks for another big out shots, double top.
Game shot.
And makes it look easy again.
And again, no emotion from Fallon Sherrock.
And nor from Lisa Ashton, really. We would have seen
100.
many a player on the Pro Tour take out finishes like 120 and 170, and even on the floor bounce about and give it some a little bit, but doesn't happen between this pair,
83.
despite the rivalry that seems to be built up around them.
Respect. It's all about respect. You know, neither is these ladies prepared to give an inch. You know, if you want it, if you want that inch, if you want that centimetre, you've got to work your socks off for it. And it's just great to watch. It's a lovely game of darts that we're watching here. And both ladies are putting in a fabulous performance.
It will actually be 10 minutes after the end of this match that the second Women's Series event gets underway. As Ashton adds a 180 to a Roll of Honour in this match.
100.
I think Fallon might think that was a little bit of a missed opportunity there. She threw a lovely treble 20 first dart, but only the two single 20s afterwards.
99. 81. $59.
She's got time on her side here.
60.
How many times have we seen a player seemingly out of the leg pile on the pressure this afternoon? And Sherrock's going to do that again here.
140.
Yeah, that's a great pressure shot. The way Lisa's been finishing, though, she'll fancy this double 10.
Game shot.
Yeah. Nice little marker and just inside it. 5-3 up now to Lisa.
Yeah, so Fallon Sherrock's going to do, or going to have to do, exactly what she did against Dieter Hedman in the semi-final.
100.
Can tell you interestingly, Lisa Ashton will come off after this final and find out that there's a potential meeting
140.
with her daughter lying in wait, because they've been drawn on the same board.
140.
Lindsay Ashton would have to win her match first. But anyway, we'll let the conversation about the second event continue in the second event, because
81.
the first event is almost over. Will it be in this leg?
This could be a nice little setup here by Fallon.
91.
Yeah, left herself a nice little 170 finish with a 91 shot. Good darts. Lisa could fill this.
180.
And she did.
Well, the 180 from Ashton piled the pressure on. The 170
55.
trick is not going to be repeated, and Ashton now has a chance to seal the deal. Is it tops? This time she's gone for the treble.
Game shot.
She's got it, and the double. And Lisa Ashton is the winning woman in the first ever Women's Series events. The first lady of darts for now is Lisa Ashton. Fallon Sherrock books her place in the final, but a 170 checkout in amongst some brilliant stuff from Ashton. She is the winner of Women's Series #1. And the good news, for you watching at home here on PDC TV is that the second event is getting underway in just 10 minutes time. You can probably hear the round of applause that's greeting Lisa Ashton as she leaves the streaming cubicle there. She'll be back looking to make it a double here in Barnsley. Stay tuned. In 10 minutes we'll get the second event underway, but Ashton, the winner in event 1.